Hey, we're back. It's Erico Blueberry. It's an unassuming Destiny podcast. My name is Chillybin.
Meckii.
Sorry, I interrupted you. About to have a big swig there out of your obnoxious drink bottle.
I got itchy throat.
Yeah.
It's a wine bottle, actually.
Oh, what
Good,
does it say?
good pear days. Please sponsor me. It's a wine subscription
Now,
box.
now that you say it's a wine bottle, I see the shape. Before I didn't. I just thought it was like one of those Yeti or Stanley type flask situations.
Decant your wine into it when you're going camping. Keeps your wine nice and cold.
No one needs to know. Taking that from me, a man who took a flask with some whiskey in it up into the mountains, which is actually like something I would probably not do again unless I was with a group that would share that with me, because like it was a bit of weight in the pack, and it didn't come in handy as often as I thought it would. But hey, you live and learn. Yes,
You're not a gold prospector stuck in the mountains needing whiskey to warm his bones.
No, it was also like, summer. Even up in an alpine mountain region, it still wasn't that cold.
Really whiskey weather.
No, although there was a couple of days where, due to rain or just like lack of sun, it was kind of cold. And also me walking for hours, covered in my own sweat, cold after I stopped walking. So, there's a lot of lessons. When you spend 8 days in the wilderness, you learn a lot of things, both about yourself and how you approach things like that. But hey, I'm back here to play video games. Still playing Death Stranding.
I've been outside.
I've fulfilled my quota for the year.
Touched grass.
I touched grass for 30-something hours. Yeah, I think I can afford to play a video game or two. I did play a little Destiny this week. Surprise.
Same.
In between, like, continuing my Death Stranding journey, both virtual and physical, and also going in deep on Balatro, the new poker-ish deck building roguelike. I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, solo dev too, apparently. He had some issues.
It's just so good. Oh. Yeah, I fired up Destiny this week because I kind of like, did my big walk, and then I was like spending some time with my parents and saw the updates about like Guardian games coming through. I was like, okay, cool. Let me have a look. What's coming? Oh, it's kind of more of the same. What's this fucking hoverboard about? What are we doing? Wild that we've had sparrows since the beginning of Destiny. And now they're like, here's a thing that goes in that slot that is completely different.
I think after they announced that, I sent you Dear Science by Seth Entry. Finally, there's my hoverboard.
I did see someone earlier today like say, man, this would have been sick if it dropped with Lightfall. Like with the fucking Cloud Striders just being like, oh yeah, let me get one of those. Where'd you pick yours up?
I'm wondering if maybe they intended to and they just couldn't get it working in time.
Maybe. Like, I have to imagine something like that as a nightmare to like essentially what it looks like as an outside assumption is that they've kind of just like bolted this on top of the way sparrows work. Because you've got like, the boost trails, and you've got like basically all the same button bindings, and it goes in the same equipment slot. So yeah, I wonder if it was like, oh, we thought this would be easier than it was. And even easy is hard when it comes to something like that, I think. But hey, we've got hoverboards now. And I was pleased to find out it doesn't take long to get them once you drop in after this reset. I was worried it was going to be at the end of like a really long Guardian Games quest line that like takes the full 3 weeks or something. But it's like, no, you get that thing in about 10 minutes. And then you just go rip.
I did a Nightfall, went platinum.
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Done. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. But okay, let's talk about the hoverboard, because the animations with your character getting on it and like using it, very fun. You've got kind of like, you can boost on it, right? Like I was
kind of.
Yeah. I've seen clips of people boosting, but I was pressing the other two things you can do with it more than I was trying to figure out how to boost. Because there's like essentially a
I
jump.
thought the in-air. I was going to say the in-air grind more or less acts like a boost.
Yeah, but I've seen clips of people like doing the same kind of ground boost that a Sparrow does. So I might have just. What button do you push on PC to boost on a Sparrow? Is it mouse button?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, that's
depending on what you've got to bind it to.
I didn't do that, and my brain broke and was like, "Where's the boost?" And I am now realizing I knew where it was all along. But yeah, at least as far as like PC controls go, for me it was like press shift and it does like this jump in the air. Like you just do that, and that uses like a little bit of your boost meter. But then you press the crouch button, which for me is control, and it locks you into a grind rail that materializes out of the air. And like you just
rail.
You basically just go forward, and like if you turn, the rail that's forming right in front of you curves so that you're turning.
Fun.
You have a lot of time on that thing. Like you can just go out there. And the first thought I had was like, man, so people are going to do some insane like boundary breaking or like out of bounds shit with this. Cause like you can kind of do the jump, then go into the grind and just like fucking fly out there. And I've seen clips of that today. It's like, it didn't take long.
I was going to say Reddit.
Yeah.
Reddit is full of it.
Yeah. Because people like used to do weird
so
sparrow flying tricks and all this bullshit. But like, this is just, you want to go over there? Just get high enough. Like, I was moving through the EDZ, like between areas, and was doing the grind rail thing. And just like, I hit the ceiling and it was pushing me back down. Like, stop doing this, please.
Turn back or we will kill you.
Yeah, pretty much.
This isn't in Tony Hawk's.
Yeah.
Get down or we will gank you.
Yeah. Damn, Tony Hawk went through some shit. Yeah, the hoverboard is cool. I like it a lot.
It's so funny because I have like a personal like. You in World War? You in the war, homie?
The Sparrow cops are flying over there. Like, did you just say that you like hoverboards? Get out of here.
I have just, as most people do, a library on Spotify where they just throw tracks that they like into it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm like dicking around in the EDZ as soon as I got the hoverboard because I think that's what everyone did. They were like, "Oh, Cosmodrome, let's go."
Yeah.
And fucking Tony Hawk's American Wasteland songs just start playing. I'm like, "Oh, excellent!" Like fucking Astro Zombies and fucking the Taking Back Sunday cover of I Like Food. Like, I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty good actually. And like.
Hell yeah.
Guardian Games is Guardian Games. We've got 3 weeks to earn medals, stick them in the thing. Hunters will probably win. That's just how this thing goes. They're
obliterating in PvP at the moment.
Yeah,
it's so annoying.
Oh well, who cares? Not me. We've got some guns to collect.
Back on my bullshit. Going back into goblin mode.
Yeah, so what was this? It was yesterday? Like, first message from you is just all caps. The title is back. So collecting those for old time's sake, what are we doing?
Well, I think I just got spoiled by Last Guardian Games drop rate. And I know it's because it was broken.
Yeah.
I've only dropped one. Mind you, I only played probably 4 or 5 hours of Guardian Games so far. Like, that's still a lot of time.
Yeah, but
considering it dropped on Wednesday.
I feel like in that amount of time, when the title first came out, you would have got like 40.
Yeah. I was dropping when we ran it together, and I was dropping 4 at once and giggling like a psycho, and everyone's like, I would be so pissed. Everyone's like, that's actually so annoying. I keep getting like 12 titles. And I'm like, it's great.
If you're trying to get the good roll of a title, that's great news. You just keep dropping.
I didn't even know what the good roll was. I didn't care.
Yeah, have you ever actually used it as a gun?
And then and then it turns out I had like 8 of the god roll by the end of it.
Help, my vault is full of titles.
It's all titles.
600 slots of title.
That was the goal.
No way.
Then I was going to send it to DMG and be like, enjoy this monster that you have created.
Oh my God.
Created this monster.
Deleted actual good items to do this.
Yeah, I did. I locked the guns I didn't want to lose.
Mm-hmm.
And then when I sent the really triggering picture of just having 150 titles in my vault, what I did was I moved everything onto my Titan that I wanted to keep.
Good.
It was like, look at these. Look at my babies. emptied out the gun slots for my Titan, and then just moved everything I wanted to keep onto him.
Mm-hmm.
And then just sent you the dim screenshot of my 150 titles.
That's so
and upset everyone in the server greatly.
It's very funny.
Yeah. So I've only got one. I'm really disappointed. But hullabaloos are dropping at a very high rate.
Are they now? And
it's just a fun word to say.
How many hullabaloos have you acquired?
I have 13 hullabaloos.
Okay. Now we're talking. That's more of a Guardian Games drop rate.
Especially what I played. Yeah, like I said, I got on at 4:30 and got off at 9. So about 5 hours of Guardian Games.
Mm-hmm.
Already got a bunch of them. I'm like, oh no.
Let's look. I
think launcher girl now.
I think it's still the drop rate is still below that of the title that first time, but that's good numbers.
You know me. I'll find a way.
You just play a lot of Guardian games.
I mean, that's something else. I did play a lot of Destiny this fortnight before Guardian Games because I finally got my moments of triumph.
Hey, that's right. Yes, I did see that update come through, and I completely forgot.
The gif of Courtney from Spirit Box saying, "I did it."
Yeah,
I did it.
With that fucking like standing in front of a Shure SM7B with the filter off, like one of the hardest.
I did it.
One of the hardest looks. Ah, yes.
The end of, what was it? Circle With Me?
I think it was. Yeah.
Yeah, finally did that. Just had to grind out kills with Season of the Deep weapons.
Oh, yeah.
So I just loaded into Grasp and just ran that opening segment.
Oh, I love doing that for weapon kills. Like,
Grasp
I'll stand
on
a rock and just like ping that cabin.
Yeah. Grasp and Altars of Sorrow. They're my go-tos for farming kills, but yeah, threw on a podcast.
A podcast.
What do we play at a podcast?
What are we listening to a podcast?
What are we listening to TMG? Finally got it done.
Sorry, did you see that they widowy put the Gwitty in Destiny?
I can widowy do the Gwitty.
What is this video game, man?
Widowy gwitting on the moon.
We got hoverboards and gritties, and what else have we got lately? Not much.
Bunch of bullshit.
Yeah. What are we gonna do? Play some Guardian games, I guess. Yeah, I did check actually, because I kept confusing myself if Final Shape was out in June or July, but it's June 4th. So we're still like 3 months away at this point.
Make it July 4th and celebrate America with the Final Shape.
No. June is already far enough away, my guy. Like, this is Guardian Games, and usually like every 3 months they do another one of these seasonal events. So like, are we getting the next one before it comes out? Was it Solstice?
Final Shape is the next event, Omi.
Well, yeah. But yeah, it's that recurring question of like, what are they going to fill the space with? Because they did the Ribbons Wish thing for 6 weeks, and hey, turns out with me going away, I went to see Mara and just picked up all the rest of them. So they're just quests I can do. So I can still get it. It wasn't like a time-gated weekly thing, which is kind of a relief. Because I did want to try and, get one of those raid weapons craftable. But, yeah, just... I'm curious to see what they're going to try and do. Like, do they try and, like, cobble together some stuff, or do they lean into it and say, like, hey, take a break? But then that, like, doesn't look good for them on Sony's books and all that sort of shit, right? Like, hey, player count dropped because you told them to go away. Like, I have to imagine it's already dropping. So, yeah, I think it's likely we'll see something, but it's not going to be, like, big new content like we've discussed before. They don't have the time or the people or the resources to, like, gin some shit up out of nowhere.
Yeah. It'll be interesting.
Yeah.
So we've had, is the next one Solstice?
Yeah. You have dawning at Christmas time. Then
Dawning, GG, Solstice, Festival, Dawning.
Yeah. Because Solstice, like, it's like our winter time, but it's American summer. So it's...
True. That's why it's always felt weird.
Yeah.
It's midsummer in the middle of winter.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It'll be interesting because it's like, when does Solstice overlap with the drop of Final Shape? In that case, that would be really weird that we're going through all the major events of the Final Shape and then back in the tower, it's like,
yeah. I feel like if
full
anything,
of flowers and shit. A last hurrah.
Yeah, I'd have to check the timing, but I wonder if they do Solstice right before the release. That being said, thinking about it now, like 4th of June is 3 months minus a few days, so they could push it to like a couple of weeks after Final Shape comes out. I feel like that's usually... They usually give it like a week or two after an expansion, because like expansion comes out, then it's like a week and a half, and then the raid drops. So maybe it's the week after that. It's usually how it goes, right?
I think so, yeah.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Interesting times.
Get into some Fireteam Finder, some raids, or some other video games. Like, I don't know. We'll figure it out together.
We got Guardian Games for now.
Yes. Yeah, I'm going to get some medals. Because there was a, like... You get the hoverboard, then you also get a quest, which seems like it unlocks an exotic version of the hoverboard. So I want to do that.
That you can keep.
Oh, right.
So if apparently, this is just what I've seen online, apparently the theory is if you don't get the exotic version, it goes away.
Right, but there's also a version in the store that you can buy. Like there's a event, like seasonal pack of equipment that has a hoverboard in it.
Yeah.
So there's that too, I guess.
So we'll see.
Yeah. Yeah, it didn't seem like an overly arduous quest. It was more just one of those ones that you kind of need to like chip away at it across the length of Guardian Games.
I mean, Guardian Games has me running fucking Nightfalls.
Yeah.
Me, of all people, being like, I'm going to do a Nightfall without being asked.
Just get on the hoverboard and skip half of it.
Without being pinged in the server to come and do a Nightfall or GM, I'm like, oh, I'm going to go do this thing.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, you could just go do
my fellow warlocks.
I mean, I think the matchmaking on this is, 1770, and we're all like 1860, so you don't even need to be that tactical about it.
Tell you what, though, a 3-stack of warlocks.
Oh, silly.
Fucking melting the boss in the, I think it's the Glassway this week.
Yeah, it is.
Fucking melting those bosses. Crazy stupid. Fucking ridiculous. Like, cackling.
Yeah.
To the point we melted a boss and someone in the fire team just put in the all chat, ha 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 ha. Like, even they were like, what the fuck did we just happening? Do? Especially now that I've officially made my Void Walker a very unhinged build.
Like still old gods shit?
But now I've got enhanced devour.
Good.
And then on top of that, my volatile is just popping everything. And it's chaining. And it's so gnawing hunger is back in the second slot, baby.
Oh my god. Surely there's better options at this point.
It's just, well, I use, was it Graviton Lance?
Yeah, that goes in the same slot.
Yeah, I use that or gnawing hunger, but I'm also exploring other void weapons. But yeah, it's, I think I shit out like 100 orbs last nightfall as well. Because I've also cranked up all my orb dropping ability. And then just dropping the equivalent of a sprite in Void. I forgot what they're called.
Yeah, I don't remember. But I know what you mean. The little like elemental pickups.
Yeah, just absolutely just churning those out too. I don't know what I did different. I've changed multiple things in that build a couple of nights ago. And something I did in there has just flipped the switch. And then on top of that, if they're in the radius of my old guides, words are hard. That's also proccing like my volatile chaining as well. So if you get that little fella, that little guy, planted in the middle of like a acolyte collection, for example, like just a bunch of acolytes or thrall grouped up, you can just chain explosions.
Yeah.
And it's so fun. Who thought I'd enjoy playing Void?
I mean, it took a while. But
what was it? Arc for a while.
I mean, it was Solar for the longest time.
Because I was dependent on that rift and now I'm not anymore.
There you go. Devour is basically just a rift that you take with you.
Especially with old gods, the vampirism. Very good.
That's tasty.
We'll have to run a nightfall or something together and I can get it. It takes a little bit of finessing for me to get the chain going sometimes.
Yeah, especially if there's like 3 people competing for kills.
Yeah, I still find myself sometimes getting frazzled, not being able to kickstart the chain that causes it. But then it's like once I get into the rhythm of kickstarting the chains, I can get them going pretty quickly. Was doing it in Gambit.
Oh yeah, that's just like a whole room full of little guys.
Titan map.
Yeah.
That Titan map with Hive.
Yeah.
Very fun.
Yeah, that would be good. I'm just imagining the one where it's like on, I think it's Mars, where you go into the caves and they're all just kind of like bunched up. That'd be tasty.
Yeah. I'm trying to replicate the same thing with Solar now. See if I can get that same kind of chaining. I do to a degree, but I rely on Sunshot to do it. I don't want to rely on that being my exotic to kickstart that chain. I'm exploring other options.
I feel like the thing I've seen
I've got a solar auto rifle.
Like a Sunbraces build and you're just throwing solar grenades everywhere.
Yes, yeah. But there is a chain of ignite and restoration that you can kickstart in amongst that.
And I'm ignite and scorch and all that. Yeah.
I'm relying on Sunshot too much to kickstart that. And if I want a exotic heavy, for example.
Sunshot is very good for most solar situations.
Xeno also triggers it.
It is solar.
So it's good for boss damage. But I've got a solar auto rifle that I've been trying to use because I have to be airborne to kick the cycle. But we'll see. But yeah, it's very interesting seeing like, oh, I figured this logic out with one subclass. So now I'm actively going into other subclasses to see if I can apply that logic.
Yeah. Because I guess
and those mods elsewhere.
The arc equivalent would be like any kind of chain lightning effect that you can get going. Yeah. Just risk runner.
And then you've got arc souls.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course.
So I want to, there's a Vesper build that I'm kind of working on. Just reading stuff on Reddit about how different mods interact and different artifacts interact with the Vespa exotic, and trying to chain that logic together myself. But it's not my play style, so I'm kind of like, it isn't working for me. Figure it out.
Yeah. Yeah. It's a
total switch up from 12 months ago.
It's a whole new Meckii, tell you what.
More aggressive Meckii.
Yeah.
Who would have thought?
I mean, feel like the situation calls for it, right? The year calls for it. The situation we all find ourselves living in calls for more aggression.
Destiny 2. We are in the finding out phase of Meckie's 4 years of fucking around.
Yeah. Yeah, it was a fair amount of fucking around, to be fair.
Resilience on 99, let's fucking go.
Can't stop me, bitch.
I'm entirely made of fire. You cannot fucking stop me.
Could get the resilience to 100?
I've been trying, but I need my intellect for something in that build. I need my intellect to be there.
Yeah, getting 100 stat builds can be tricky without putting a ton of effort into like farming armor rolls with like stat distributions and high stat rolls and all that sort of shit. But they are good when you get hundreds.
I think Dim's build system is great because you can prioritize stats in the build system and then be like, I want armor that will prioritize restoration or recovery, and then movement. You can move that around. That's helped me a few times because I've been like, I know what mods I want. I know what subclass and artifact I want. I know what exotic I want. Give me stats in this priority.
Yeah.
And that's actually really helped, especially when you take into consideration I'm relatively new from actually consciously making builds. Usually I'm just like, this look pretty, put on.
Shout out to the stag.
Meckii, why is your resilience 20?
Yeah.
And your resilience is 20 and your strength is 90, but you don't melee.
No,
what
I think
is happening?
like apologies for like outing your previous play style, but like it used to be Meckii says, I'm a solar warlock, I play support. 20 resilience dies the most. It's like you can't be helping anyone if you're dead all the time.
But I have my sunglasses on.
Yeah, well, they're the wrong exotic for the thing that you're doing. Put on the fucking I can't remember what it's called. The thing that makes Well of Radiance better. Phoenix Protocol?
Phoenix down?
That's not it.
Phoenix down.
You know what I mean.
I'm just going to gaslight. Yeah, Phoenix.
Yeah.
Sanguine Alchemy fucked for a while too.
Yeah, but it's just healing rifts and not actually that helpful because you have to stay still in a very small area for them to be helpful.
Then there was a little bit, if you remember, not for like end game stuff, but just for general PvE stuff that we were running. I accidentally made a really fucking good Boots of the Assembler build.
I do not remember that.
To this day, I don't know how I did it.
It was also so puzzling to me that you talked a lot about...
My Battle Harmony Vest build was really good.
Not that. Like, that you would talk about playing a support warlock a lot, but you never use Lumina, the gun that heals people.
Because I hate it.
But it's exactly the thing that you would want to at least try. Yeah.
And it's like... The funny thing is I fucking hate this gun. And then my ex... Because we were kind of dabbling, I think, as a group during the pandemic, we dabbled a little bit in Overwatch as well.
I played like half an hour, dude.
And my ex was like, "You're an Enna main. This is an Enna gun." And I was like, "I don't like it." Also, it takes a slot away from my beloved.
Oh, that's right.
Xenophage.
You were at the time fully entrenched in Xenophage or bust. That's true.
Because I could bully Guardians with it.
Yeah, but this was like in raids and shit.
Yes. Well, Xenophage, you
Look,
can't stop me. Now I have that build, but better.
It is a good flavor combination. I'll give you that. But it's
have
just
a well Xenophage build now. It's just I'm actually good at Destiny.
it's pleasing to see that you've gone from a meat and cheese diet to like, oh, there's spices, there's other varieties, there's different types of grain I could put in this meal.
Ah, bread. I've introduced bread to my sandwich. I have that build now. Mouth. I'm just not shit at Destiny anymore. I'm just okay now. I'm tolerable now.
Actively not a burden.
I've been bullied into being better at a game.
Yeah.
Anyone tells you bullying doesn't work.
Hey, I bullied one time and it did a world of good.
It wasn't bullying. It was aggressive support.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that's probably fair.
I think there was just, I heard that sigh of disappointment one too many times and something broke in my brain. I was like, I have to get good at this game.
Yeah.
Papa is disappointed.
Yeah, but like I was careful to leave it until you opened the conversation of like, oh, I want to experiment with a couple of things. And I was like, okay, now it's time to have the talk. Step 1, Xenophage is a crutch. Try using anything else. Step 2, you're not actually that effective as a support warlock if you're dead.
I just remembered when we were doing Garden of Salvation. I sent a screenshot to the server just like, what is wrong with my build? And you went, well, for one, everything.
Just stats in the wrong places. Guns not working the way you think they do.
Gramps was like, I wasn't going to say it. Sorry, you just reminded me of just, well, for one, everything.
And also, like, probably towards the end of that raid, no way we could have done anything about it in that moment.
Yeah. Just that moment of annoyance when I was like, what is wrong with my build? What is happening? Why do I keep dying? And you're just like, well, everything is wrong. Nothing is right.
Resilience, trash stats, everything's an intellect.
The only thing that is you've got the same shader on everything. That's the only copacetic thing in this build.
The only cohesion that you've bothered with is aesthetics.
The same black and gold gambit shader you've been using for 5 years.
Yeah. Okay, you look good, but you play like dog shit. But now look at you. Play more than any of us.
Making builds.
Yeah.
Actually good builds. Builds that when I show people, they go, oh, wow, shit.
Oh, dang.
Where'd you get that from? And I'm like, my head, my brain. I think it's so funny that I show people my builds now and they're like, oh, which video did you watch? I was like, none. I made this with my brain. They're like, really?
Just some kind of idiot savant.
Can't tie my shoes, but I can write classical piano.
Velcro shoes only. Velcro shoes and Crocs, but damn, can she put a Destiny build together?
Get 5 old gods going.
That's more than anyone needs.
Yeah, I know. You know how I know? Because it keeps crashing my game.
Okay. Oh, dear.
It's happened enough that it's not coincidence anymore. I'm like, I might actually be the problem. Blaming my GPU, and it's like, oh, it's me. I'm the problem.
Yeah. I mean, it could also be the game. Maybe you're just... Because it has to tell every other player in your instance what you're doing. So maybe they're also crashing because you're loading too much shit in.
Oh, it's so funny. Some sections, like especially in lost sectors, because I mean, once again, what happened to Meckii? I've been doing legendary lost sectors a lot lately.
What the fuck?
What the fuck? instead of farming terminal overloads for exotics, I'm like, I should probably actually do lost sectors. I'll get into something like the Miasma lost sector, where there's a lot of the stinky zombie ones. What are they called again?
The Hive?
No?
Taken.
Oh,
Scorn.
Scorn, yeah. The stinky ones. They get together and then you send out a couple of old gods and then you start a volatile round chain. And then my PC starts dropping frames and then it crashes. Like full reboot crashes. Okay, game freezes.
I think if that's happening in a lost sector where you're by yourself, it might be your PC.
Could be. Causing kernel errors in my PC.
Fucking hell.
Yeah. So I'm excited. I want to make more of those builds.
Yeah. Then
I'm gonna do one for Strand still, because Strand's logic is still not connecting for me.
Then wait until I tell you there's 2 other full character classes with their own supers and abilities. I didn't think.
No, thank you. Don't push it.
Do you still have that Titan? Do you still have that Titan that you created?
Yeah, my 1660 Titan, baby.
Hell yeah, the one that's just carrying guns.
You mean my extra storage?
Your Titan is just full of warlock gear that it can't use.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I keep them. So if I need them for one of my builds.
You need to make a 3rd character for that extra storage.
Titan with the dumpy is just there to carry guns.
Yeah.
Strong lady, lift the gun.
Real Sherpa hours. God. Oh, what else?
Destiny's a silly game.
I mean, yeah. I put this note in here.
Yes, what is that about?
The lifestyle and cultural leave. It's the thing I found out at my job that we all have access to that, like, I hadn't heard of, and it's just a thing. We get 3 days of it a year. It doesn't roll over, and it's basically annual leave. But the things you can use it for are interesting. It's like you could basically use it to take your birthday off. Like it's like religious practices, cultural practices. Like it's a pretty broad thing. But they just like let the whole company know. Because they're like, hey, just want to make sure everyone's aware this exists. Because it's pretty neat. Because it's like a thing that comes from the larger organization that bought the company that I work for. So it's like one of their policies, but we benefit from it because we're part of them. So yeah, it was like, oh, if you want to have a special day with your family or pets, that's in the list of example reasons. And then I was like, I wonder if I can make an argument for the release of the final shape.
It's cultural.
Yeah, it's a special day for me and my friends.
Lifestyle.
That's it.
My religion.
Because otherwise, like, as an atheist, I don't know what I would use it for other than take my birthday off, please, or like use it for a little bit of PAX leave or something. I don't know.
I introduce you to my god, the Traveler.
A CPU. They're like, you work for a tech company. It's like, not the same one. I worship a different.
May I show you Skyball?
My wife. My sky wife. My sky wife.
It's a really important day in my friend Meckie's life. Her sky wife tried to escape.
Yeah, and this year the trip that we're all taking is we're going inside the sky wife.
You're gonna go visit Meckie's sky wife.
No, we're literally
she's sick.
Literally going inside it via a space bridge.
Widowy Gwitty inside the Traveler.
Just doing this on the way in.
She's widowy Gwittying in the Traveler.
I just wish they would let us emote in cutscenes. Just
the shenanigans.
I know, just like all of those cutscenes where like your character's in the background of the shot, just standing there looking like just in a default pose, and just if they were just like hitting these or just flossing, just all
Eris and Zavala arguing in Zavala's office, and you're just in the background, fucking with my baby.
Oh yeah.
Please don't argue in front of my child.
Just hitting a T-pose, like what? Well, I'm trying to think of some of the
Please do not argue in front of the children. Just me and my
just incredibly serious scenes, and that one where you're just like spinning the DJ decks in the background. The music comes through.
crow's dying. And I'm just doing the womp 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 trumpet. Womp womp.
Oh, that's good. We're just the scene where no, our character's not in the scene where Kay gets shot, is it?
You run in after.
No, I just hit that the callus chair sit in the thing.
Crow's getting gobbled up by the fucking orb, the servitor. Just you eating popcorn.
We're just like, you know the one that's like it takes the micro mini sparrow and turns it into one of those rides that you put a coin in and it just does this? Just sitting on that. That would be very goofy. They will never do that.
Fucking the cutscene where Misrax is basically like, hey, we're like immigrants, survivors of war, refugees of war, and you just womp womp.
No, that cutscene, but it's one where you're like, get out. Just pointing away. That's in there somewhere, I'm pretty sure. Oh my god. I would not be able to cope. That there would be just some of the worst combinations that even
into
here,
the worst people.
I don't think even here we've thought of the worst ones.
Oh, we've got friends who would think of worse.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we would also. We just need more time with it. This is an idea that just came to me about 2 minutes ago when I said it. And that's where Destiny's at.
Making our own fun.
Yeah, pretty much. I mean, we always have, but now it's kind of most of the fun to be had is that.
And I'm enjoying Guardian games. Yeah. Like I said before, it's making me do things I normally would not touch.
Yeah, that's fair. I still need to guild.
Still playing Crucible.
Well, I still need to guild my dredge in for the season, so I might do some Guardian games Gambit. Because that's one of the options.
You can farm gold medals, I think, for Gambit this year. Yeah. Platinum's for higher end stuff, like end game stuff. So your Nightfalls and
it's always that way. That's fine. There's no higher end Gambit. There's just the way I play Gambit.
Trials, but Gambit.
Oh no! I mean, they tried that Gambit Prime, and then they killed it. Even though it was like actually kind of interesting.
It was actually kind of fun. Yeah, actually, we chucked in a fair few hours into Gambit Prime.
Yeah, right. It was like, oh, they're getting rid of this. I guess I'll try it. And it was like, oh, this has been here the whole time.
Actually, this is great. This is fun as shit.
Yeah. Dang. Oh well.
Ding dang.
Pour one out for Gambit Prime. Yeah, that'll probably do it for this episode. We've exhausted the week's topics, as it were, and we've exhausted ourselves. I'm sleepy.
Mayor of Yappington.
Excuse me?
We've turned into the mayors of Yappington.
Yeah, I'll take that. But hey, we're back. We're going to keep doing this. We're going to keep talking about what the hell we're doing with all this time before Final Shape comes out. You'll be on the journey with us, I guess. Let's join hands and ride the spiral to the end. That's all.
A sick kickflip on your hoverboard.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna work out how to do so many tricks, how to boost, how to. I don't know. I'm sure I can find a good ramp somewhere. Jump off that a bunch. Yeah, maybe that's my week. Anyway, hey, hit all the buttons. Tell a friend about us. Tell your mum about us. She might, I don't know, just like some voices in the background. You should call your mum.
Tell your mum about me.
Interesting angle.
I'll become your new mum.
Okay. I don't know where to go with that. So I'm just going to say goodbye. We'll see you next time.
Bye, friends. Be safe.
Bye.